Boom. We live, Brody. We are live after, what was it, 2 weeks that we took a break?
2 weeks, we took a break.
Yeah, we had enough content to,
VCon.
breathe. Yeah, breathe a little bit. VCon, bro.
We did what we said we were going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We took you to VCon. Shout out Darwin. He came out with open mic.
Bro.
And we got to meet so many people.
Bro, that was fucking fun,
That
bro.
was fun.
Like that, I'm glad we're pretty good at the improvising, because that was one of those where I was like, I'm going to take this and I think we should start doing this. And like,
Yeah.
it was fun.
It worked out. Exactly.
It worked out.
One, we got to meet different people, random people, especially ones that like wanted to be on it. And then the ones that we kind of brought it out of, that was cool. That improvised, like the mustache guy. But like the iconic CEO and the co-founder, he was cool. And I think it was just like a good concept because it was a good networking tool, just as much as it was cool getting the content and the would you rathers.
Yeah, bro. It took me a good week to kind of get over VCon. I was like, damn, I miss VCon. That shit was lit. That shit was cool. Like just meeting all those people and like, it was, bro. Loved it. Just hopefully it's in a better state next time. You know?
Yeah, Minneapolis is
It's
weird.
interesting.
It's
Like,
interesting. It's weird. It's weird. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
it's interesting. Weird. Like, a lot of craziness going on down there, but hey, the world is crazy. So I don't know. But yeah, bro, how you been, bro?
I've been good, bro. I've been good. We took a little break. We got to get back to our back and forth.
Yes.
Our topics.
Yes.
I'm excited just to convo it up with you, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was definitely itching for this podcast. I was like, bro, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? You got another trip coming up. You going to Houston, H-Town
this
you know
weekend.
What I'm saying? Shout out to Varun.
Shout out Varun's birthday, bro.
Yes.
I seen him for the first time 2 weeks ago in person. But yeah, it's his birthday weekend. Shout out Alex too. Alex is going. It's his birthday.
Yeah.
Or just passed.
Playboy?
Yeah,
Playboy?
No, Playboy. Yeah, Playboy's going.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
It's coming up. His birthday's coming up.
Yeah. Bro, it's crazy,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Like, it's when we chopped it up with Varun, he came down here, good friend of yours, one of your, good friends. And yeah, it was fun, bro. Like, I had like your circle, bro, they've been A1, bro. Like the people you meet, the people you connect with, bro, they're solid, bro. And I think that's what it's all about, bro.
Yeah, and then what's tight is then you guys end up having combos on your own and real recognize real and good ones know good ones and
yeah, bro.
That's tight.
I'm with that,
That's
bro.
tight.
So let's get to it, Brody. Let's get to it, man.
Let's do it. Got some topics.
Following up real quick. How's the runs been for you, bro?
Run's been good. So following up, I got to do a marathon some point this year. But I've been good, bro. I've been back on pace. I hadn't spent a weekend of zero downtime and going out. I think I went like Cabo, Albuquerque, Minneapolis. So I've been chilling, bro, and I've been running. I've been averaging like 5 miles, 4 miles, 6 miles, even some small little twos here and there. But I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing this Houston trip, and after that, I ain't doing too much. So I'm gonna keep running. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got your birthday next pretty soon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We got a big summer. Summer 2022. And we got
goals.
goals and we got things we got to accomplish. And you got a new vision from VCon?
Yes,
boom, let's talk
bro.
about that.
I mean, I think it was definitely an eye-opener just going down there, bro, and just conversating with the boys, man. And it all comes down to just being open. Like, I saw Hayden, like, he was always show up on my feed, on my TikTok feed. And I'm like, damn, I recognize that face. And I went up to him and chopped it up. And just meeting him and his circle was one of the best, I think one of the highlights for me, because, I mean, after we had the podcast with him, we chopped it up with Deepak, Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was it was a deep conversation, Shout out to them boys, shout out to Dallas too. And it was eye-opening, and they just talked to me and they were like, bro, you take 50% of your own advice, because you always talk about believing yourself, but you believe in yourself to a certain degree. Like, why aren't you doing what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? I got this. I've been doing this, but I want to do
that jump shit.
That jump, right? That extra push, you know what I'm saying? So more details on that. We're mapping it out, and it's
good.
It's fucking great that I have a good
Seeds
network.
grow.
Yes.
Seeds grow.
It's good that I've been able to establish a good network, so I'm going to tap into them so they can help me structure this vision better. And, bro, this is the year, Brody. This is the year, you know what I'm saying? It's the breakthrough year,
Let's go.
But
let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Man, life has been good, bro. I really can't complain. Been obviously on my workouts, been, consistent on the podcast content, and just balance, bro. I mean, this weekend I was just spending it with my family, my grandma, my sister.
Solid.
And I think that was it was a good weekend. I felt super good because I got so much done. Did some content, went to the gym, went, spent time with my sister, helped my grandma at her house, clean, do this, do that, and it feels so good. It's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
And I think at the end of it, you have a vision now in your head all of a sudden. Yes. You got some meaningful purpose and you got a vision. And bro, waking up with that every day and having something like that to look forward to, that's fulfilling.
Yes, bro.
Even if you don't know how it's going to happen or how it's going to work out.
But you're excited for it.
But you're pumped.
You're pumped for the journey.
Because you got the vision.
And you're ready for the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be challenging. And I'm
going to
learn a lot.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to go through my trials and errors, but you got to do it.
No doubt.
You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm excited for you.
There's that,
that's
man.
Tight.
We've been, like I said, we've been on it. I've been working out, but there's this topic that's very interesting, bro. Let's get to these topics, right?
Let's do it.
There's one that we were talking about the other day, and we were like, bro, let's say you have a gym crush. You want to hit on a gym crush. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are on the same boat, right? They've been working out. It's local. Yeah, they look at like, damn, I see this girl here every time, and vice versa.
I follow her maybe on IG. Yeah, she's a good person. I like her.
How does one hit on a gym crush without fucking up the workout? Their routine, because that's annoying, right? She's working out, and you're like, "Hey, excuse me, I think you're cute. You know, I think I like you. I think let me get your number."
You definitely, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't walk up. I don't know. I think you got to plan something like you got to approach her either going in the gym or leaving the gym. But I say leaving the gym because her endorphins are high at that point, right? And like, you don't be all creepy with the shit. Just kind of like real, like, hey, like, I don't know your name. My name's Casey. I've noticed you working out, and like I think you're super cool. I come here a lot. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself. Like maybe 2 days later you see her again, and maybe it's not even in the front again, but like you're like, hey, like this time I'm trying to get your name, and maybe next time if you're down for a cup of coffee after, you know what I'm saying? But you approach either after or before. If you approach during the workout, it's kind of like,
I got you. This is what I would do, right? Because I don't want to also be like, oh shit, like I need to keep an eye on her, see when is she leaving so I can make my move. Nah, this is what I would do, right? I would see, let's say she's doing a squat rack. Normally when you're doing squats, it takes about a 2-minute rest, you know, when you're doing heavy squats and stuff like that, right? So what I would do is I'll calculate it, make it short. Go up to her and say, hey, I've been seeing you here.
At the squat rack?
Yes, I go up, I'll make it literally 30 seconds. Literally, hey, I've been seeing you here coming, you know, I just wanted to introduce myself.
You know, at the squat rack,
Yeah.
What did you say? And what did you spit? Okay, spit, because
okay, you said, hey, my name is Darwin. I just wanted to introduce myself. You know, I see you coming here often, and I just want to say I'm a big fan of your work. You know what I'm saying? So just want to introduce myself, and you know, just chop it up. You know, and then after that, you bounce.
You bounce.
You bounce.
You leave it as chop it up.
That's it.
No number. No follow up.
You bounce. You bounce. Right? You keep her kind of thinking like, oh shit, like.
Okay. Well, either she's really annoyed or she's kind of like, okay, it's annoying, but okay, he's cute. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I see you.
But she could be like, it'll have her thinking, and then next time around, then that's when you make the move. Like, hey, you know, just coffee. You can invite her to coffee. The easy one is like, do you like food?
That's still tough though. At the end of the day, you're still hitting her up during the workout. I don't know if you hit up during the workout. That's tough.
You find that window and you make it quick. 30 seconds. That's all it takes. If I do that, bro, I'm going to succeed. Trust me, I'm going to succeed. 30 seconds. Hey, I see you've been working out. Like, just want to say, damn, I like, you know, you're pretty strong, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm Darwin. Nice to meet you. Bounce. Boom. Leave her with that. Yeah. Then the next time you see her around again, hey, you know, maybe some food. Boom. You know, boom, let me get your number or your Snapchat or whatever. Boom. And you bounce. That's it. And then after that, you hit her up. Okay. Get the IG, hit her up on the DMs. Boom. Boom. That's it. That's it. So I think that should work.
It's tough though, bro. Because calculating, if you really, I've never hit on a girl at a gym.
Me neither,
ever. But I've also never been in the position, which is the question we asked. Have you ever had a crush on somebody, but like the only time you get to see her is at the gym? That's tough because you have a crush on somebody. You don't want to, like, closed mouths don't get fed. Mm-hmm. Shooters shoot.
Right.
I am a believer of shooters shoot.
Right.
But if the only time you see her is at the gym, that's tough.
you can have gym crushes. Like that's,
no, you can have it's not a bad thing to have a crush on anybody.
Right. You look at it and you're like,
it's just unfortunate that you have to see her at the gym because like she's probably trying to get her pump on.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I were like, listen, bro, if I'm looking for like a wifey material, like,
no, for sure.
It's gonna be at the gym for sure.
Well, I don't know,
because that tells me a lot. That tells me you're disciplined.
Well, I don't even know if do you know if you like somebody? I mean, the crush.
Well,
has
you
to go
want to find out
into
right. You go out on dates and you find out. But there's a couple of check marks, green check marks for me. You're a gym rat. You have discipline. You know what I'm saying? That tells you a lot. Like, especially if you go on a Saturday and you see your gym crush, like that's like.
Yeah. Well, that's the question, right? Like, okay, I may have thought somebody's attractive at the gym, but does that make them my crush? No.
Oh,
and do I take the time to hit on them? Because now I know how inappropriate it is to hit at a gym. So no, I let that opportunity pass by. But that's a good point, though. Move. It's an opportunity, and you let it pass by.
Exactly. It's. I think
because you were embarrassed to hit at the gym.
Because your narrative, right?
Yeah, that's a good see. That's deeper.
But see that your narrative is like, it's creepy to hit at the gym. It just depends on how you approach.
Yeah.
It just depends. I mean,
that's all intentions.
It's all intentions.
That's true. Girls can spot a creep in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Like get the fuck away from me.
And then. You got girls that are always complaining like, oh, why guys don't hit me up or, don't hit on me or just come and talk to me. Like, why y'all so pussies and shit? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it can go either way. But I just feel like it's, like you said, attentions and how you approach. That's a big one for me.
Yeah, I see that.
But yeah, you're right. Not gym crush, maybe attracted to somebody.
Yeah.
Like a gym.
Yeah. But it's still like, if you don't shoot, you don't know.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So that was a good one. That was a good one, man. I'm gonna go, and now that we're just talking about these like craziness, there was a thing trending on Twitter. Tyler Hero, right?
Tyler Hero.
A hero.
Every time I'm watching the games,
he was trending for the wrong reasons, Brody.
What?
He cheated on his girl.
No.
Yeah, bro.
Hero to zero.
Cheated on his IG baby mama, IG model baby mama. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what she looks like.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, God, Brody.
You know what his girl looks like?
Brody.
You want to slide in now?
Brody.
Dang. No, I'm just kidding.
No, bro, I got a girl, bro.
Yeah, no.
I'm respectful.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Jokes.
Bro, I cannot believe this shit, bro. Bro, Tyler Hero, I don't know, bro. I want to say my man's is winning in life because not only did he take Kyle Kuzma's girl because she was with Kyle Kuzma first.
You know all the NBA drama. Damn, I need a hero.
Bro.
Oh, man. Anyways, this girl's cute. She cheated on her.
He gets her pregnant. They already have a baby.
Oh, they already have the baby.
Fuck.
Right before in the finals?
Yeah, bro.
He got caught in the finals?
Bro,
is it a play? Is somebody betting against the Heat? Oh no, I mean that's over. So it was in the West. But it was at the Eastern Conference. When did this come out?
This was like last week, bro.
Oh, okay. So he lost and then he got hit with this. Oh, that sucks.
That's scroll
awful.
Scroll those pictures.
Wow.
Yeah. So there she is.
No. Oh no. Who did he cheat on her with? Don't show me. Oh, it's probably someone less.
Okay.
That hurts.
Tyler Hero cheats on his baby mama.
Yep.
I say he's winning because he took him from Kyle Kuzma, gets her pregnant, and then cheats.
How's that
bro.
winning?
Well, that side is not winning, but before that, but it's like, okay, do you blame him, though?
I don't know what the other girl looks like.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying...
Yeah, I blame him. You're having a baby.
Well, he had a baby. They already had
a baby. You had a baby, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot. Everyone's situation is different.
Cheating is cheating, right? But you have a 22-year-old millionaire that's in Miami Beach.
That's tough.
That's tough.
And
you know how shit goes with NBA players. They get vaginas thrown left and right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my question to you is, do you think celebrities should be in a relationship, right? Because you also look at like Shakira and Piqué. Piqué cheated on Shakira too.
Yeah.
But you got the Jay-Z and Beyonce. You got the
But
whole.
how many people in our neighborhood cheat? You know what I'm saying? Cheating is cheating everywhere.
But when you're a celebrity, you get it thrown
it's-
left and right. You have all this attention. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it, but it still doesn't mean you might not want true love. Like I truly feel like when I watched the documentary with Cristiano Ronaldo and his chick, like I think Cristiano really loves her, and I think he doesn't even
Like
fuck
Messi
around.
too.
Like, I think
Messi.
yeah.
Messi.
I don't know about Messi, but I'm just saying like based on that, like I think it's just their circumstances are different.
So you think there's a lack of connection? Is that what you think?
It's all about what you want. It's to each his own. It all comes down to each his own. It's to each his own with the circumstances. You know what they always say? They always say money shows a true person because money, all it does is enhances who you are.
It enhances.
It enhances it. So if you're just a fucker that like, and there's no problem, I said, fuck, but there's no problem with if you just want to sleep with different people and that's all you want to be.
Right, but
and
then
that's
at
all,
that
and you
point,
want
you're-
no true connection.
You're a Dan Bazillion.
Yeah, or whatever you want to be, whatever you want to call it or frame it, as long as you're happy. But if you want love and connection or this or that or a child or a family or reproduction, like you just have to take your circumstances and play the cards you're dealt. And Cristiano, like he just became this celebrity and this huge star. Drake and this huge star.
You think social media also plays a part in this? Because right now, like for example, and this is an analogy I did that I was like, bro, if you compare there's more beautiful people online than in the real life, right? And then you look at that and you're like, fuck, like, man, I'm looking at the wrong place. Like I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, I just feel like there's that narrative of like cheating is okay too. Like
Is okay?
Yeah, and that's the social media thing. Like you see all these jokes, all these skits, all like having a side piece.
I think that's just fun. I think social media is fun and there's comedy. I think it's not that. I think morals are morals and lying is lying. Like I think it just comes down to that. And what are your true intentions? So all it comes down to true intentions. Yeah. But like whatever calls you, as long as you're real about that, then you're good. I mean, I feel like you just kind of got to be straight up with whatever that is. And sometimes you don't know, bro. 22, all of a sudden your circumstances change and you're on this like Eastern Conference Finals team. You're making all this money.
It's tough.
Like it's tough, you know. And no
tough.
matter how beautiful the girl, like guys always say, "Oh, you cheated on her. She's so
Yeah,
beautiful."
that's all
because
it
your
was.
circumstances are different than Tyler Hero's circumstances.
Exactly. And I saw
That's
that, right?
tough, you
I
know?
was scrolling and I was checking and everybody like, oh my God, he cheated on her. Like what? I would treat her like a queen. Like, bro, come on.
And you never know how she really acts or how the
Exactly.
relationship
Or, like,
is.
there was
or
maybe a lack
this
of
or
communication.
that, or maybe she's cheated before, but that wasn't brought out. The story was just brought out on him. Who knows?
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It is a
but
lot.
I still need a hero.
That shit crazy, man.
Good for him.
It is interesting,
22.
but I do.
As long as he takes care of that kid.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The kid is made. But yeah, I genuinely believe in they're like in connection. I do believe in like you can stay true to somebody as long as you're clicking in all cylinders. Like you find ways to get involved with each other and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's got to be all. It's all, and it's communication. Because things change. I mean, the average. I mean, not the average. This is science. Science says that every cell in your body in 7 years is a different cell. So that means if your whole body's cell changes in 7 years from what it is today, then you're a different person. Taste buds, thoughts, this, that, and depending on what experiences you went through in those 7 years, your thoughts are way different. So, bro, you fall in love with somebody in 7 years different. Science says your bodies are two different things, and if you haven't climbed in the same path and grown together, then you're totally different people. You might not even love that person anymore because you're different people. If science is true and then you haven't even followed the same path over those 7 years, then you're a different person. One guy's been an FBI agent the whole time or a Navy SEAL or this or that, and she's been a stay-at-home mom and this and that. Well, in 7 years, she's watched all these stay-at-home housewives shows and thrillers or these romances, and you've chased down criminals, and you're two different people. How do you continue? You know, that's real science.
But that could work.
It still could work, and it still does. And sometimes it's for different reasons. And people will say like it's for the kids or it's because there's no one else.
Or maybe
now.
when they spend time, like, because you also need that absence, right? I think that's where relationships lack of, right? Because if you look at it, when you're in that honeymoon stage, you want to spend time and like all the time with each other. And the lack of absence is what makes you want that person, makes you miss them and shit. And some people don't get that. And some people like, boom, boom, boom. Like I can give you a prime example, like with the family members, like I was telling them, like, y'all need some space from each other because y'all are always together, always. And you need that absence because it makes your relationship stronger, right? And to this day, they've been a year together, but it's like still they're on a bumpy road. They haven't figured shit out. And I think it's due because they're always together. Like they haven't had time to get each other their own, like, what do I want to focus on as a hobby?
Yeah, that could be
what
it.
I want to, you know,
that balance is key.
That balance, I think it's key.
It's key.
It's super key. You know what I'm saying? But that's an interesting one, bro.
It's an interesting topic, bro.
It
because,
is.
I mean, honestly, if you start off and I'm a 22-year-old kid and she's a 22-year-old kid and she's chasing a nursing degree or something like that, and I want to be an entrepreneur, and 7 years later I'm 29, she's 29, and maybe she's fully a nurse now, and she's like, well, all I want to do is take nice walks by the duck pond and do this and this. And you're 29 and shit, you know how entrepreneurship is. I'm barely in chapter 1 this first 7 years, and I don't see myself walking at the park right now and taking care of I feel I want to be a Fortune 500 this or Fortune this or this. Well, now you're two different people, but you fell in love at that first stage. So do you stay in love? Do you fall out of love? And that, I feel like they always say that 7-year mark, right? Because it's tough, bro. You guys grow in your own paths, and then you're different people and have different thoughts.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think about that. Yeah, my
crazy.
previous 7 year.
You know what's some advice I heard? Go ahead.
I'll say the 7-year mark is when I was like, I need to take my own path because it wasn't working out. We had so different visions, and it's like
because it changed from the get go. And if science says your cells actually change, plus your thoughts and experiences and what you want, that's you're a different person. You have to re-fall in love again.
Yeah.
So yeah, some advice that it wasn't advice. It was a conversation yesterday at a fundraising event, and it was so cool. It was advice given by the guy that created the Portland Gardens, and he's a gardener, and he's doing some gardens for Natsukashi, which is going to be a new GTR museum in Norman, Oklahoma, in November 2023. But the advice was, I know that these flowers, and he's a guy that loves animals. I know that these flowers that I plant and the animals that I take care of are gonna die before me. So every day I mourn for their death, because when it becomes time to come, I feel I'm a happier person that I mourn for their death and know and I appreciate it every day a little bit. By the time they die, I'll be okay with their passing, because I've mourned a little bit every time before. And I'm like, that's an interesting view from this like famous gardener. And I'm like, wow, like he mourns a little bit before, like, and even like, and if love, I have another saying that love always ends in a tear. And so if like love always ends in a tear, no matter what, if the person dies or they leave or what, love always ends in a tear. Like, but like everything you find, whether that be a girlfriend, your relationship, this or that, if you already start to like mourn their presence not being there before it even ends, maybe you'll be happier. I don't know. It was a good gardener.
That's
it was
a good
crazy.
one. That's a good one. And I got a good thing you said that advice, because I gotta prep. You know, like I said, I got a dog, and it's family, so you got about maybe 10 years, 12 years left. You know what I'm saying? So I got to prepare, and that's a good one. That way, it's like I've already saw this coming. It doesn't hit me as much as like losing a family member, which it is a family member. But
I guess the guy had gardened like 40 years, and he's already seen different things die and different animals, and he takes care of them, and he's like, now I mourn their death early before. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Crazy.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shit. But yeah, let's switch it up. Switch it up here real quick. We about to watch the game as soon as we're done here.
Yep.
You got the Celtics or Golden State?
Golden State, riding them all the way.
Why?
I'm just going like based on, you know me, I'm a betting man. So
you had to put money,
if I had to put money, I'm betting Golden State. Clay and Steph just get too hot, bro. And when they jive and they click, they click. Tatum and Brown are doing their thing, and so is Marcus. Like Smart is doing his thing too, but they're still not a complete unit. And they still want to both perform. And they still all want to perform.
No, bro.
And they still all play isolation ball. They play isolation ball. And the Warriors, they know when who's hot. And when who's hot, whether it be Steph or Clay, they don't care about the shine light, and they play. And like, I'm not saying Boston does that necessarily in those guys, but they just don't have that chemistry yet. And these guys do. And even Draymond, like other guys and other teams that play that Draymond role, they wouldn't take those threes like that. He knows his boys are going to back him up, and he just takes, if it's wide open, he's got to take it. Like, I think their unit is that more of a click, and that's what's going to take him to the
I think the Celtics are the most complete team that Golden State has faced. I think they're going to win in 6.
Wow.
Yes.
That's to your boy LeBron.
Yes, that is to my boy LeBron.
So LeBron wasn't better than the Celtics Eastern Conference Finals. You're saying Eastern Conference Finals. If this Celtics team played LeBron's team, Celtics would beat him?
This team is more complete, right? Even if you talk about the 2016 where LeBron came back from a 1. I mean, you talk about they had Kyrie Irving, they had LeBron, Love. What else? That's it.
Kyrie Irving, LeBron, Love, Tristan Thompson.
Who's Tristan? Who is he?
Who is he?
Who is he?
Tristan Thompson.
He's a bust.
At the time, he was a baller. He was putting up numbers, bro.
The only thing he's good at, bro, is getting women pregnant, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Now, you look at this team, you got Al Horford, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Tatum, you got Marcus Smart, right?
Who wins, LeBron's team or this team?
Which LeBron team are you talking about?
The one that played the Warriors.
2016?
Yeah. Against Boston.
I mean, you got
Boston,
but it's LeBron, bro. It's the best player in the NBA. My God. Come on, bro. Anyways, I think the Celtics are going to win in 6 just because Klay is having a terrible season.
So you think Celtics win in 6?
Yes. Klay's having a terrible past 2 games. One was 8, another one was 15 points. We need more from him. Game 1, Steph Curry was on fire the first quarter. Didn't show up after that. The Celtics were on a run. They were just knocking down threes on that fourth quarter. The last 5 minutes of that game, they didn't score a bucket. The Warriors didn't score a bucket. So game 2, they redeemed themselves. They look a lot better. But I think Boston already did what they had to do was take a game at home. The visiting team.
Okay. Yeah,
they did that. They did
do that. They did
right.
Do
so
that.
now they got to
game.
defend. They got to defend home court advantage, and it's kind of bumpy for them.
So
at
you
home.
think they win 2 at home?
They should. I think they should. They're going to make the adjustments.
They have to.
They're going to make.
You said they're going to win 5, 6,
6.
They better win both at home.
So they're going to win both at home, anyways. We'll see how that one goes. So do you think the 3-point? Obviously, Steph Curry changed the game, right?
Steph Curry changed.
He changed the game. Now it's all about threes. Do you think that's ruining the game? Because if you're completely honest, right, if you look at it, the mid-range game is gone. Like, it's barely maybe DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard. I can name with one hand people that actually shoot the mid-range. Nobody else does it. When we, back in the day, we had a game that was pretty balanced, right? Yeah. So do you think the 3-point shot is the 3-point line is ruining the game because so many teams are just focusing on shooting, and you got big men, you got power forward shooting the 3 now.
It's fouls. Fouls are changing the game. They foul a lot more now. They call a lot
calls.
More. The calls are changing the game.
They call way
more fouls.
Terrible officiating, I think.
Agreed. I think it's just too soft. I think they let the boys play. But when it comes down to that, you still have to define a rule. And that's what comes down to our system. You define a rule, and then all us people get together, including the coaching staff and all the players together, and they start saying, well, how do we tweak that rule? How do you play? How do you take the James Harden dribble and still move upward motion in a throwing to get that foul? How do you use the rule to your advantage? So that's the thing. That's what's at the end of the day, it comes down to, okay, we got to enforce all these rules, and that is what the rule is. But honestly, I think we've added too much to it. And if you probably take the rule book today and you look at the rule book in 1986, it's you've got 40 more pages. And we probably got to retract that and let officiating more out of the game, but and more playing in the game.
The reason why I say the 3-point shot is ruining, and this could be, it can go either way, however you want to see it. But the reason why I say the 3-point shot maybe is ruining the game at this point, obviously, is going to be the team that's going to succeed is going to be the one that can shoot the ball better, right? Because if you have a team that's good at the post, that is good in mid-range, at the end of the day, the team that can shoot better, the 3-point shot is going to win. Yeah. If you think about it, that threes one extra point, that 3s
and 2s.
You can make 2s all you want, but they can make 2 3-pointers, and that's 6 points right there. And you had to make 2 buckets and from the inside. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting take on that because I was looking at it and I'm analyzing the whole game, and I'm like, damn, this game has just been all about threes. We got Draymond shooting the 3. We got players that don't even shoot the three, that are not even good shooters. We got Giannis shooting the three. You know what I'm saying? So it has a big influence where now everybody wants to shoot the three. And that's why I say it's more like, and with the thing with that, bro, is like when you have, like now that everybody wants to shoot the three, it spreads the floor a little bit more, which gives you that opening because everybody's so focused on their player not shooting the three that it leaves that, you know, the inside paint open where it's like, you know. So it's either threes or layups. That's the game.
That's the only game. Yeah.
That's the game.
That's the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, like, man, I do miss that, like, mid-range, fadeaway, Kobe era. You know
It's
what
still
I'm saying?
there. CP3 showed it a lot when he was playing the Suns. He got that mid-range. But, no, I feel you. I feel you. But you know what? At the end of the day, threes and long shots sell tickets. You know why I watch the NFL? You know why most people go to the NFL games? They don't want to see a fucking run versus defense game. They want to see long passes, end zone catch, touchdown, 60-yard bombs. And when you go to watch the NBA game, you want to see Lillard and Curry shoot from the logo. You want to see long buckets that you didn't think could be made. Like that sells tickets too, just like long touchdowns. So, and that changes the game a little bit there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got another one for you. Greatest white player of all time. Greatest NBA white player.
NBA white player.
Yes.
Man. I mean, first one that comes to mind is the Bird.
I got...
But...
So, Bird.
Bird.
I got Larry Bird. Jerry West.
Jerry West.
Dirk. So, who do you got? Who do you got?
I still got Bird.
Bird?
Yeah.
Okay, we can finally agree on something.
Well, you do got a Celtics jersey.
Yeah, because I mean, Celtics in six. Okay, I got another one for you, and we'll close it with the NBA. I think that's about it. Two teams. You got to pick one. I got two teams for you. I'm going to name them for you, and you tell which team. Team A or Team B, right? Team A is Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, and Kareem.
Okay.
That's Team A. Team B is Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett, and Shaq.
Damn, that's tough.
Think about that.
Oh, my God.
Think about that. Who do you got?
No, bro. That's tough.
Team A or Team B?
I think you just want to mess me. You want to mess me up. Winners win. I'm going to go B.
B?
Winners win.
B?
Winners win. Yep. Jordan's a winner, bro.
Why do you say there's... Why do you say...
Because they're all going to go around Jordan. They're going to circle
Kobe
around.
has... Well, are you talking about championships? Because Kobe has 5. LeBron has 4. Tim Duncan has 4, 5. No. But let's talk about championships.
Wait,
You want to compare them?
How many do I got up?
You got 6. Kevin Durant
and
has 2.
That's in one player.
Kevin Durant has 2.
That's what I'm going down to. This game is going to be buckets on buckets on buckets, and it's going to come down to the last 2 minutes.
It's even, bro. If you look at it, if you look at it,
this is a hard argument, bro.
Kobe plays just as good defense as Michael Jordan.
No, I agree.
You saw it with LeBron. Like he clamped up LeBron when LeBron was like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. LeBron can clamp up KD. We can see that. I can see and vice versa. Yeah, I think it goes like both ways.
I think KD gets worked, but
yeah, you're right. Kevin Durant and Tim Duncan. That's also that's a good matchup if you think about it. Kareem. I mean, there's no stopping Shaq. There's like Kareem. I'm sorry, Kareem, but you ain't stopping Shaq. And Allen Iverson and Steph Curry. That's an even one too. There's no way Steph Curry is guarding Allen Iverson.
No,
but I'm still taking Team B.
Yeah,
just by a fraction.
Jordan.
Just by a fraction. You know why I take Team B? Because it's just shooters. It all goes back to the shooters, right? You got Steph Curry.
In today's game,
shooters. You got Steph Curry.
In all games. You know what probably showed is the analytics. The analytics probably came out and said, if you have this percentage of shots inside the paint, then you might as well take a 3 based on the percentage of having the extra point. Like, you know what I'm saying? It all comes down to analytics.
Yeah.
And that's why Moneyball is a movie, because the A's figured out analytics before anyone in the MLB did.
But think about it. Like, if you look at Team B, you got Steph Curry, can shoot anywhere. MJ in the mid-range is going to shoot anywhere.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant can score anywhere. Kevin Garnett got the mid-range anywhere. He had that, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where they would shine. I mean,
tough argument. Tough.
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. So, yeah.
But you put Kobe and Jordan on a team, it's over. It's a wrap.
No, they weren't on. They weren't on the team. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but if they
were. All right, Brody. On to the next. You were talking about the series.
Bro.
Talk about
that. Dog. Hey, if you need a new series right now, you need to watch Snowfall. I got put on Snowfall. The reason why I like Snowfall is because there's truth behind it, bro. Did you know that in the 1980s, the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, backed the Nicaraguan war, the Contras, and it's for a good reason. They were backing democracy, but the CIA, through that, they were funding. There were CIA agents that were undercover drug dealers. They were basically handing out crack and cocaine and funding these. They weren't the one just dealing it. They were finding dealers. But Snowfall's based around this conspiracy, which has actually got a lot of facts to it. But the Nicaraguan war, Nicaragua was going through communism, and it was basically at a time where Russia's communism, China's communism. Now we got South America going through communism, and we're starting this group called NATO. And so we want everyone to be this part of this democracy. Well, we're gonna have CIA agents. CIA agents are just regular people, no names, John Does. Well, this CIA agent is going to be the #1 drug dealer in North America, and he's going to connect the cocaine route from Mexico into North America, and they're going to take that money. He's going to take that money, and he's going to fund the Contras in Nicaragua to defend democracy, because we as a country can't defend this war because we'll get pulled in through other countries. So we got to do it secretly. And so Snowfall is based on this CIA agent bringing in this cocaine from Mexico, taking the profits and giving them to the Nicaraguans and the Contras. And during that time, couple homies in Compton, they created a recipe, and they started taking the cocaine and they started heating it up, and that shit became crack.
And that's where crack was born.
And that's where crack was born. And it
Here?
was
It was
all
born
funded.
here?
It was born here in California. Crack was born in California, and it was funded by the cocaine served by the CIA. And then the CIA meets somebody that can push crack, and now he's pushing enough keys, and they fund the whole Contras in the Nicaraguan war. And now democracy stands, and democracy is strong in South America. And that was the play. So do you sacrifice lives, human lives in America? Because you look at crack, and you see it in the Snowfall series. Somebody tries it once, and now they're ready. They need another one. They need another hit.
Yeah, it's addictive.
It affected a lot of lives in America. We could look up the crack epidemic. It affected a lot of lives.
Yeah.
But was it better of us defending democracy in the world for the crack epidemic? So they used those profits to fund the war because it didn't come from Americans.
Right. But
that's crazy, huh?
It is fucking crazy. Yeah. But it all comes down to how is money circulating? We're going to do whatever it takes. America's always been based off of whatever it takes to make sure.
Well, it's not. It's to make sure democracy. And remember, the Nicaraguas and the Contras were saying, hey, everyone deserves freedom. Everyone deserves a chance. And they were going through this communist state where it's like, no, we're going to tell you what to do. And the federal government said, hey, we already have Russia. We already have China. We don't need this shit going down in South America. Well, we can't fund this nationally. We can't say America's donating X amount to these Contra rebels fighting the Nicaraguan government. So we're going to have the CIA move drugs, which their whole thing and they even touched in the show, was people that want to buy drugs, people that want to chase highs, they're going to find them anyway. They're going to find them in alcohol, and they're going to find them here, and they're going to find them there, and they're going to find them no matter what. So the CIA, it's better that we operate this whole thing, and we have ties on every drug lord. And if we need, we call the DEA and we give them all their information, and they go hem them up, and we get them out of there. And we run the entire market because the market's going to run either way. And then we use those funds to defend democracy in the world. That's crazy, but that's true. And that's exactly what Snowfall is. So if you're looking for a new series, Snowfall's crazy, and it's all based on what that is.
Based on a true story, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Yeah. That's crazy. I got a crazy conspiracy theory for you, Brody.
Okay.
This one's crazy, right?
Okay.
You know how the top shooting in Buffalo happened, right? The mass shooting, right? And you know how the media made it seem like it was racially profiled. Mm-hmm. Well, there is a target. There was a target that the shooter was going for, right?
In the elementary? This is
No. This is the grocery store in Buffalo, right?
Buffalo, okay.
So how does a person drives 200 miles to complete this task? And the media made it seem like it was racially profiled. It wasn't. Mm-hmm. They were targeting the security that worked at that supermarket because of a threat. And this threat is Aaron Salter is the security guard, right? And this guy was pretty much doing some research and he was building a car that run off of water. And you know what happened to the last person that did that, right? The crazy part is a week before or a month before the shooting, he was on the news because of this big project he's doing. He's like, I got this car that's going to run off of water, and I got a little research left to complete this, but this is going to be huge. This is going to be revolutionary. Watch. A month later, he gets shot down. And if you look at the video, bro, remember, like this shooter is on a mission. It looks like he was on a mission because he was about to shoot a guy, and he was like, oh, wait, I'm sorry, and he left. Because the guy was like, oh, no, and he was like, oh, wait, I'm already done with my mission. It's like, that's the vibe I got from it, right? And then I see that, and I'm like, oh, shit. That is fucking crazy. Cause
bro.
Yeah, he could have shot the guy right there. He already had like what 10 other people already under his belt. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy is,
and it's a theory, right?
I've heard this before though. I've heard this theory before. It wasn't about Buffalo. It wasn't about this, but it was somebody using water, H2O, for fuel.
Exactly. This happened years ago.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that person got killed because of that. Anything that's a threat, that's going to threat the economy and how things work. Like right now, bro, if I come out with something, like let's say I come out with a natural way to create electricity. It's not going to cost you anything. And I come out with that, they're going to kill me. It's not convenient for the government.
Yeah.
Natural electricity from where? From the ground? Oh, we got to kill this guy. He knows that shit. Yeah. He's going to give it out to the...
Yeah, or he's working for us.
Or he's...
And if he does say no, then,
we're done. We're going to clean him out.
Yeah. Well, we're going to learn first, and then he's out.
Yeah. So that
sucks.
It's a crazy, because I'm like, and I said it, I even said it before, like, I was like, bro, there's no way, like, one shooting after the other, and like, this guy just drives 200 miles, like, there's got to be more to it. But like I said, it's at the end of the day, it's just a conspiracy. I don't know shit.
Bro, I'm with you. I am with you 100%. And you know what sucks? Is the narrative can always be it's for the greater good, it's for democracy, it's for this. But all humans have an agenda. And if you let your moral and power and get to you, I think, and that happens in government. People get put in powerful positions, that power gets to them, and they're the ones making the decisions. And
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Anyway. Now we're getting a little rowdy and shit.
So you trying to watch Snowfall?
I'm actually curious, bro. I like that kind of shit.
Watch it.
I got some what ifs, right? Mm-hmm. There's this page that talks about shit like this, but they always have like quotes and stuff. And I got one for you, right? Mm-hmm. What if whenever you forget to do something, it's just that someone canceled your actions, just like the Sims game. Have you ever played Sims?
Yeah.
So
what if you forgot something?
Like when you're like, oh, I got to do
Somebody
this.
just canceled it.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, what was I gonna do? I forgot. It's somebody that canceled you, like you're playing a Sims game, like simulation kind of shit. Yeah. Like, oh, Casey was about to go and
do this.
Let's cancel it because when you play the Sims and you cancel an action, your player just stays there and like it's like,
what's next?
Yeah, exactly. So
what if? Yeah, that would suck. I mean, we'd be in a game.
Yeah, we're in a game pretty much.
Everything's controlled.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break. I always tell people, if I could figure out that if it was a game, but the whole conspiracy theory is you don't know if it is a Sims game, I want to break the game. How do you break the game?
Yeah. It's a tricky one.
But could you imagine? What if? Cancel Darwin.
Yeah. Like, I want to build another character. Let me cancel Darwin. Boom. I'm done. God. Okay, another what if. What if you have a phobia, and that phobia is you reincarnate in that because you had an experience in the past. Like, let's say your phobia.
Spiders?
Yeah, your phobia is like heights.
Oh.
Maybe in the previous. No. Like, so the thing is, like, what if people with phobia are just reincarnated people that died, that represents the way they died. So if you're afraid of heights, that means in a previous life, you died maybe
plane crash or
you somebody pushed you from a building. Whatever. You know, phobia with spiders. I mean, I can see somebody maybe bite, or you got a venomous like Black Widow bit you and you fucking died, and you know what I'm saying? Do you think that could be? No,
I think it just all comes from fear of unknown. Mentality. I think it's all mentality. Yeah. But I definitely believe in reincarnation. So you could still be reincarnated, but I don't believe like, oh, I'm afraid of heights because I died in a. I think maybe there's instances.
I'm afraid of heights.
I think there's instances where maybe people have, and that could be like one out of 340 million. Mm-hmm. But like, no, you're just afraid because you fear it. Like, and it's all just because like, bro, that shit gets you. When you're a 5-year-old and your mama's like, the Kakuyu's gonna get you, and you're like, oh shit. Like, bro, you're already scared of like the dark. I'm gonna shut my light off and then jump over my bed.
Yeah.
And then the shit you watch, plus this and that. Fear is taught. Everything's taught. Everything's taught.
I think that's important.
It's all taught.
And I was at the Memorial Day, which was a Monday. We went to the river, and there was dogs, right? And I look at this dog, because I took my dog, but I'm looking at this dog, and this dog looks super friendly, right? But I see somebody walk and notice that there was a dog in front of them, and they were like, oh shit. And automatically they were like all in attack mode, like in like a defense mode. And you can clearly see the dog, he's all happy and like, but it's like, is that something that you automatically, because you can clearly see the dog is like, unless they give me some kind of threat, like, then I'm gonna be like, but automatically, as soon as the person saw the dog,
taught.
Already was like, oh, I'm like,
it's taught, bro. You hear you listen to The Alchemist with me on the way. Mm-hmm. That was the best highlight of Minnesota. Was The Alchemist, and The Alchemist, you read the way of the land, like you feel it, and you're in tune into your tuition. And that's what it is. And like you say, like you felt the dog was harmless. If you feel a predator's predator, like you got to be, But yeah, you're exactly right. Everything else, it's taught. It's like, oh, my mom got bit by a pit bull. So every time we were around pit bulls or around dogs in general, my mom always pulled my hand. And my mom always like this, like that. Well, then all of a sudden you're afraid of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's taught. Fear is taught.
Fear is taught. Yeah, and it goes in all aspects, life, goals, everything. Mm-hmm. You build this wall.
You know why Spartans and those guys were fearless? 300, they were fearless? It's because as soon as they were born, they were bred as warriors to be fearless. That's all they were bred to be. They were taught that. So then when nothing affected them, Spartans were fearless. They were warriors, because the way I was born up is my grandparents told me, you're born a Spartan and the gods blessed you to be a Spartan because you're fearless and you're a warrior and you have nothing and you're one of the best warriors in the world.
It's like
now I'm going to feel that way because I was born that way.
It's like
and
they
taught me that way. Yeah.
It's like a 5-year-old when they pick up a snake or a bug and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? I'll be scared as shit. He's like over here picking this nasty ass bug and like he doesn't give a fuck.
And then
he doesn't know.
Yeah. And then he sees his grandpa come over and his grandpa come over and he says, look at this. It won't affect you, my son. Like it won't mess with you. And then all of a sudden the grandkid's like, oh, wow. Okay. And so there's always fear. Okay. So fear's taught, but there's also fear based on unknown. So when you're a child and you're taught nothing and you walk and then you see that something, bit something, or you watch and you see it bite a mice before it gets you. Well, now you just kind of like, you're afraid because you don't know, or you see something that may be scary, but you just don't know. So then you also need teachings to teach you that, no, it's just as long as you're fine, the snake's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Deep.
That's a good one. Yeah. But yeah, Brody, I got a little story time for you. This was based on a true story, right? You know the story of D.B. Cooper?
D.B. Cooper.
So D.B. Cooper made one of the biggest heist, one of the biggest at the time. This happened in 1967, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
He hijacked a plane, right?
Wow.
So he's flying from Seattle. This is this guy in his mid-40s. That's how they describe him, mid-40s, 5'10". He has a suit on. He's, looking very professional. He sits by the window. And, the lady that works in the, what do they call?
Flight attendant?
Flight attendant, right? He hands him a note. The flight attendant puts it in his pocket and kept going. He was like, no, come over here. I want you to read that note. Sit down because I have a bomb. And she sits down. He opens the briefcase or the suitcase and it has bombs, dynamites, right? He was like, look, no funny stuff. I want $200,000 cash. And I want them all in $20 bills. I don't know why. What was the reason behind that? But he was like, if not, I'm going to blow this shit up, right? So he hold everybody hostile.
So this guy, D.B. Cooper, goes in a plane, has this briefcase, gives a note, says, I'm going to blow this shit up if you don't give me $200,000 in 20s. Are you 20s. On the flight?
Say what?
Yeah, this is a story.
This is based on a true story. Yeah,
okay, it's based on.
It's based on what people, all the information they were gathered, the FBI.
Okay.
So you know, they go ahead and they make a stoppage in Portland. They stop there. He lets the people leave. They give him the money cash, and they're flying back up. He was like, keep it below 10,000 feet. We're going to Mexico, right? So in the process, he has that money cash. They give him a parachute. He jumps out, like when they're hitting Mexico, right? He jumps out. He left the evidence, which was like he had a fucking clip-on tie, not the classic
clip-on
one.
tie, yeah.
Just throws it and jumps out. And in the process, he jumps down. They never saw him again. But the crazy thing is, he had like a bag, and that bag has some cash in it, and that cash wasn't flying around. So the bag drops. Some kid in the beach finds it, takes it to the FBI. They kind of thought they tracked it a little bit, but it didn't lead to anything. But to this day, that case is unsolved, and they never found the guy. And people describe him as this. It's so generic the way everybody, like the flight attendants, the captain, everybody describes him, where it's just like a generic guy. Like all his structures are so generic that they couldn't find him. Like we don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Wow. 200,000. I don't think today it's worth to do it, but back in like the 60s, I think that's fucking crazy how he was able to pull that shit off.
Yeah. You almost wonder if it was like
an inside job or some shit,
like a CIA agent going rogue.
You think?
Well, if you think, okay,
I can never pull that off. I can sit down and calculate it, and even though there was no TSA at that time, like I can sit down and calculate it, but I'm like, there's no way I'm pulling that shit off,
bro.
How?
For sure. No, that's not. When you're in the military, bro. And military usually transitions to CIA and all this shit. Like, you're waking up at 7 a.m. and if your mission is your mission, all you care about that day is what your mission is. And once you become CIA and programmed and this and that, and you start to think if all this is real, and like somebody comes in power and says like, hey, we got to fund this and we got to do this through the CIA, and you're just this person that either is a drug dealer or this or that, and you're expendable because all of a sudden you slipped up. And that's what's happening in Snowfall. The CIA agent, remember, if he blows his cover and the guys from Compton or the Mexico cartel starts to realize that he's this or that, or starts to do,
he's dead.
He's dead. Well, and he's no good to the government because the government, remember, they don't need their name on it. So yeah, what's he gonna do? Go to the news and say, I'm CIA. I've been doing this because the government told me to do it. Oh, he's dead. So he's not. So maybe guys that have trained their whole lives for 20 years that are good at all these steps, and the government turns their back on them. You don't think if someone turned their back on me and I've had these skills that I've acquired over 20 years that I'm not going to use against them?
Yeah.
Like it sounds like maybe 200,000 is really nothing, but it could even also just be like I'm
just going to do it for the fuck of it, for the art.
Yes. I'll give you a story time. Yeah. And this reminds me of exactly a guy I met. I was in Dubai with Will Sablosa, Varun, all these guys. We go on this trip, and I meet this guy from Montreal who's a party promoter. When we're in one of these clubs, and I've been kicking him for 4 days, he's like, there's another Chicano here. He's from Detroit. He's from the U.S. He's like, he goes by the alias of Jimmy Hoffa. And I'm like, what? And so, bro, come to find out, we had walked in the club, he showed me, and this guy had like 4 girls at the table. Like he's chilling in an all Gucci suit, half his girl's gold. Well, I'm going to the bathroom, and he's like, I'm like, yo, and he's like, Chicano? And I'm like, yeah, Burke, Albuquerque. And he's like, I'm from Detroit. And I was like, yeah, actually, my boy. He's like, I seen you at Miko. I think his name was Meekil or the Canadian dude that I kicked it with. And I'm like, yeah, we got a table right over there. He's all, shit. We start chopping it up. I'm like, he's like, I was military. I'm like, I was in the Navy. And he's like, you know what, bro? Come to my table. And I already knew his table was popping. So I go sit at his table, bro. For an hour and a half, we're chopping it up. I'm like, how did you end up in Dubai, bro? A Chicano from Detroit. And he's like, bro, so I was actually Special Force Recon in the Marines. He's like, so Special Force Recon, I was working a lot in the UAE, which is Dubai, Iraq, Afghanistan. He's like, as I was working in the UAE a lot, when I got out of the military, I worked for Blackwater. If you look up Blackwater is a merchant marine business. Like they hire ex-military to guard embassies. They find contracts all around the world, and they supply soldiers for these contracts, and they could be paid by anybody, but they're merchant marine. And sometimes the government hires Blackwater to do their dirty work, because when they get caught, it's not the U.S. government, it's Blackwater. So he's working for Blackwater. He told me for a little while. He goes back to Detroit. He's in Detroit. He's like, he's done with and Blackwater is tough, bro, because you're working mad gigs overseas and you make a quick buck, but then you got to go back home. Well, he ends up becoming a police a cop in Detroit. Well, he was a partier, bro. Hence, I mean, he's partying. He's like 44 when I meet him, and he's partying in Dubai. So he's partying in Detroit, bro. Some guy in the club like pops off. Boom, they go to the parking lot. He takes his cop active gun and he pistol whips this guy. So he's like, I pistol whipped him outside the club. I got arrested. Next thing you know, I got bail because I was a cop at the time. He's like, but I was looking at facing 5 years in jail after what I did because I didn't just like, I beat him up really bad. And he's like, so since I had all these relationships from the military, Dubai's non-extraditionary. So he's like, I came out to the UAE because they weren't going to extradite me over here.
They can't get him.
They couldn't get him. And he had relationships to get him an Emirati car.
So he can never go back to the United States.
So but he can't go back to the U.S. He said that. He says, as soon as he goes back to the U.S., he's arrested. His mom's come to visit him. But just around, and he's like, what would you do? I took all my savings and I came out here. And what he does now, he's worked with like Yo Gotti, Fat Joe, all these guys that go to Dubai. He leases them exotic cars and he promotes clubs. And he's like but he had to just balance it and figure it out. He's living good. You know what I mean? You never know if someone's truly happy. But like, it's crazy to think that there's people all around the world that have different like lives and like they did different shit. And like the only reason he knew he can go to Dubai is because he had all his military experience and all his other relationships that he made. And then when he fucked up in the US, he bounced. And I feel like the US chases criminals out of the US when they're like, they either got money they need to give us back or it was something really detrimental. Big, yeah. If it's something like you were a cop and you served our country already, but you pistol whipped some guy, we'll let you leave in Dubai, you know, to do your thing. But you come back here, we got to arrest you.
Right.
You know,
makes sense.
But yeah, I met that dude. Story time. Yeah, Jimmy Hoffa.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Those jobs, bro. Those are fucking crazy. Like it takes somebody that is very passionate to fulfill those jobs. Like CIA, I would never. Yeah. CIA, those special ops. Navy SEALs.
But you get to do shit nobody does.
It's badass. No,
it's badass.
It is badass.
And could you imagine just getting to like wake up and be a character? You could be whoever the fuck you want. So if you got to play that character.
You're a Navy SEAL and they'll say, hey, Casey.
Navy SEALs more not, but CIA, yes.
But let's say that. Let's say like, hey, Casey, because you were in the Navy, but let's say you were a Navy SEAL, right?
Yeah.
Casey, you're going to go and you're assigned to go, or you have the option to go and kill Osama bin Laden. Would you go?
Yeah. For America? Yeah.
Even though it's a risky ass mission. I mean, they didn't know
luckily
it was successful, right?
But see, that's the thing is like America's gotten so complex, they're not gonna put you in positions for you to lose. Like, you know what it takes to be a Navy SEAL? You gotta go through BUDS, which BUDS, they say Hell Week, and there's documentaries all over. You can look at Hell Week. Hell Week pushes people to the limits. A guy died a year ago in Hell Week. Like, you have to sign your shit away, test all your mental. Yes. Like, died in Hell Week. You know that they have a doctor on staff, and they put you in the Pacific Ocean. You have to do surf torture. And you're in surf torture, and if they sometimes they look at you, and if your eyes start to roll back, they pull you out of the surf torture. The doctor sticks a thermostat up your ass and says he's not a hypothermia yet. Put him back in. So if you're not at the state of hypothermia, they put you back in. All they want you to do is ring the bell. The whole time they're telling you, ring the bell, bounce, ring the bell. And so you get through Hell Week, right? Then you get through Hell Week and you start to go through all this intense training. Then you go through this fire training. Can you handle yourself in water under combat? Can you handle yourself here? You get through all that and you graduate. Then you got to go to a SEAL team and they got to interview you. And they could do whatever they want. They said hazing, whatever, because all these SEALs, all their families, their wives, they get together and because they know every time their husband's on a mission, everybody in that team's either going to die together or someone's going to die alone because someone's not watching them. So then you got to come to the team and the team's got to interview you. And if they don't like you, you're kicked out of the SEALs. You went through all that training and you're out. But then if they do like you, then you go to all this specialized. Are you going to be a sniper? Are you going to be a skills rifleman? Are you going to be a radio guy? Bro, these guys send you to schools in Alaska with the best knife fighters in the world, and you learn how to fight with the best at all knives and every knife. And then you go to this sniper schools where the best people in the world, whether it's this Canadian sniper that just actually joined the Ukraine war. He's crazy sniper. They have you train with all these people. So usually SEALs become CIA agents because you acquire skills over these years. And that's why they put you through Hell Week in the beginning. As long as you get through the mental toughness and you can pass that, well, now they know where your mental capacity is. Now if they can teach you all these skills, you acquire them over 20 years, you're a fucking badass, bro. And and you've been working with criminals for 20 years, so you know exactly what every criminal around the world, the best of the best, and how they do it and what they're looking for.
And see, I think our police officers need that kind of training.
Bro, but
they need that.
How do you train at a mass level? Because now you're talking about, do you know how many cops? So there's 320 people in America. There's probably got to be.
But you got the police academy. That's what I'm saying.
For every state, for every department, for every county. How do you make sure someone's running it right? How do you make sure it's efficient? How do you regulate it? There's so many counties in America. There's so many sheriff departments in America.
But
like, how do you do it on a mass scale? And you know, America's a big place to cover. So there's always going to be bad eggs in that. And it's tough. That's why I always tell everybody coming up in the system, especially if you're coming from the bottom, take care of your family, learn the system, learn the rules and regulations and the rules and your boundaries, stretch those boundaries and follow what's true to you. And like, just look out for you and yours.
Because I think with the police, I think they just they need more training on the psychological shit. Like how can they need more training on the de-escalation side of things. Because some officers just go overboard.
For sure. But it's just, how do you get that training out? And how do you get somebody good enough to do it? And how do you... You know, because then you get capitalism. Now all of a sudden the government says, okay, we want training for all these people, and we're going to put out all these contracts. Well, now you got this guy that's been doing acid in his garage for 4 years. It's like, I know somebody that can get me that contract. I'm going to get that contract and teach these cops how to do this. I don't, you know what I mean? It's tough because he's in the Louisiana county where he knows the local mayor guy or local Republican guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They can get up there.
Yeah.
It's definitely, they need it. They need it for sure. For sure. And it's one of those issues where it's like, how the fuck you address it?
And that's the thing is, things slip through the system. The system's not perfect. So as you're running through the system and guiding yourself, like, know that the system's not perfect. And if you figure out a way to like maneuver around it, do it.
It took the shooting in Texas, the school. It took officers 2 hours to do something. They were standing surrounding the building for 2 hours. It took a guy that was retired officer patrol to get in there. He used his barber's shotgun, got in the building and shot the shooter.
It was a handgun, I think.
No, it was a shotgun.
It was a shotgun?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
So this is a good point. Bear arms. Should we bear arms? Like, yeah, bro. The cops weren't there. The system failed. This dude was able to bear arms and knew how to bear arms and came and got a gun and killed him. How many more kids would have died? How many more kids would have died? Like,
if the cops just kept waiting.
Honestly, like,
my thing is like,
it's
what
a tough
was the
subject.
whole...
It's a tough subject because, and we talked to Song Woo about this. When you live in South Korea, when you live in Mexico or this part of South America, everybody that lives in Venezuela is Venezuelan. Everybody that lives in South Korea is South Korean. When we're in the U.S., we're the wild, wild west. We got South Koreans. We got crazy Muslims. We got crazy Mexicans. We got blacks. We got whites. We got the wild, wild west. Like, we should be able to bear arms. We're a different country than everybody else. Everyone else in South Korea grew up with the same morals. They're all South Korean. They get it. There's this stat that shows how many gun crimes there are in America. And I love this stat because it does bring awareness. There's like 200 or 300, and there's 0 and 1 or 6 in all these other countries. But all these other countries are the same type of minority when we are not, and we're different. But there still needs to be room for regulation and change, and you still need to figure out how we get better. But like, we're in a unique situation, and people got to remember that. We're in America, and America's filled with every race and every different background, and some races carry guns. You know, you go to Iraq, everyone's got a gun. You go to the store, they got a gun. You go to this, you got a gun. You walk down the street, everybody's got a gun. So you have all these people in America, and they all live different. I want to be able to bear arms. I want to be able to always have my own.
Yeah. I think that's not the issue.
Yeah, but it is kind of like, it's a big deal because I feel like which I grew up Democrat. I feel like the big narrative from Democrats are take guns away.
Right. But I think it's more of like having more regulation around it. Like, not like any 18-year-old can go and be like, I want a gun, and they'll give them the fucking gun. And these fucking youngsters have AR-15s, assault rifles, and it's like, how? But you're not old enough to buy alcohol, liquor, and shit. Like, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I mean. There's variations to the rules that need to be, but you should always be able to still, like, but where does it meet in the middle? Like, should you just be able to buy handguns and not assault rifles? Like, do you believe in that? Like, if a law came out and said no assault rifles, only handguns, would you be okay with that?
I mean, I go either way, but I think it's more of like the more security when it comes to like maybe going through some background checks, psychological check, whatever the hell it is, because it's an assault rifle. Like, I mean,
agreed. But how do you make the resources and the capital for that? And how do you?
I mean, you got to figure it out. Just like when 9/11 happened. Next,
you got to figure it out.
You got TSA. You got to figure it out. There's got to be a change. And sometimes I think it's like, there's not. They don't want to change.
Yeah, and I think
because it doesn't.
I think where we need to focus is not in the change of the law and bearing arms. It's the change in we protect fucking our secrets well. We protect the military bases well. We protect a lot of places well. Let's protect our schools. Let's protect our children well. If the circumstances have changed and everyone has weapons and these are the laws, well, let's structure these buildings that are supposed to be sacred to our communities. Let's make them safe.
One-way entrance. So
let's
if
make one-way entrance.
I do this, right?
That.
If school's at 8 a.m., you have one officer, very armed, checking every kid, like boom, 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 there at all times. If the school has 3 exits, you're using one to go in and go out. Mm-hmm. And the officer's there from the moment school starts all the way until every student leaves. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's a pretty good solution, if you ask me. I agree. But hey, I don't know. Like I said, sometimes I feel like they don't want to fix the issue, but because it's like
no, I think it's not. There's not a quick solution, Darwin. Like,
but 9/11. Look at 9/11.
But what about 9/11? 9/11 has nothing to do with bearing arms.
I know, but it's like finding the solution to it. Like all you hear is Joe Biden like.
Well, they did. They found the solution in 9/11. You know what it was? It was called the 9/11 Bill Terrorism Act. And you know what it allowed?
TSA.
You know what it allowed? No, it wasn't TSA. TSA already existed.
No, it didn't.
What it allowed?
No, it didn't.
You know
TSA came after 9/11.
It was because it was a different organization.
Because of 9/11.
But yeah. More rules came about. And what else did? Our privacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Your privacy went away.
Yeah.
So
perfect excuse for that.
And nobody's terrorized us since.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
It's a tough one, bro. It's a touchy subject, but I don't know. I don't have faith. I really don't.
I do. I definitely do. I do in our democracy.
We're the only country that allows this kind of mass shootings.
We're the only country that's different from everybody else.
That comes you look at Europe.
When you're different, when you live in Germany, you're German. You know how many Germans live in Germany?
Yes.
At least 90% of the population is German.
But still, I don't think that still should be like
how.
Bro,
and maybe this is just an education between you and I and like a good debate, but
it is a good debate.
But it's real, and America is different than everyone else. We are different.
We are different.
So when you deal with different circumstances, you need to come up with different ideas, different regulations, different rules. And I don't think bear arms is one of them, because if my government ever turns on me, I want to go to that AR, I want to go to that gun, I want to go to whatever it is that I can get my hands on and fight the government, because fuck that. But
for sure.
But at the same time, like, bro, I get it. Like, people are dying and we have all these shootings and there's a real statistic, 292 or 200 in this. So it's not bear arms. It's like, do we protect schools more? You said, do we give funding to social? How do we change do we give them therapists to all the cops to make them be more training? You said, like, I'd rather instead of spending like a trainer at each of the places, maybe we just give them, what I said before.
What did you say before?
You weren't listening.
What did you say? You said a lot before, bro. Like, what did you say?
A lot. The cops in general, like, whether it's not the funding for them, I kind of went blank. Why I went, but honestly, I'm just passionate about it because, bro, it's America's different. We deal with different circumstances, bro. Like I said, you got Muslims that live here. You got South Koreans. You got South Americans. You got Puerto Ricans. You got people that were from Mexico. You got Indians, Native Americans, and it's tough, bro. And they all grew up culturally different, and some of them have always bared arms, and some of them have gone through psychological bad things like slavery or this or that. But to take away those arms in favor of the government, like, we never need that, because we're the government that leads all other governments. Mm-hmm. So if our government goes south, well, at least the people can protect themselves, you know?
It's interesting. Sure. It is a touchy subject.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't like to get too into politics like that, but we definitely got to sometimes talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's a big topic right now, bearing arms. But I think people don't realize, like, other things that we're talking about.
Yeah, but anyways, I think we should chop it up. What you think?
Yeah. What, to end it?
Yeah. You got anything else?
Yeah, no.
Because we about to miss the game, and I'm trying to catch the game.
Oh, yeah, we got to catch the game.
Yeah, good shit. We catched up, touched on everything, from goofy dates, political, but
Boom.
it's what me and Casey do. We kill it, baby.
Hey.
Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. It helps us out a lot. And we're coming out with more heat. So, boom.
Lego.
Lego.